Hello, everyone. We are here for the next cybersecurity interview. Let me begin by thanking ISH News and the Cyber Peace Foundation for their collaboration and conducting these interviews to raise awareness. You can go back and watch the first 4 episodes. Today's topic is cyber psychology. Our today's expert is Nirali Bhatia, a well known cyber psychologist. She has over 10 years of clinical practice and over 20 years of experience in web technology. She is also a certified NLP practitioner. She is also a cognitive behavioral therapist who supports behavior change. She is highly experienced. Nirali Bhatia is the director of V4Web, a company recognized among India's top 20 cybersecurity companies. Founder Director of Cyber Wellness Foundation, a not for profit organization, providing guidance and counseling to victims of online harassment and bullying. What an amazing personality! Nirali Bhatia has delivered an impactful lecture at TEDx Talk on cyber psychology. She has conducted more than 200 workshops and training sessions on cyber impact, digital parenting, and related themes. She has been invited as guest speaker and panelist for major institutions, including UN Women, UNICEF, National Commission for Women, and NASCOM. She is also a regular expert on media panels on Times Mirror Now, CNBC, Z News, and cybersecurity conferences. She has immense experience. She was also appointed psychologist for MTV's award-winning show, MTV Troll Police, where she had addressed online trolling. She was also awarded India's top woman influencer in cybersecurity for 2 consecutive years from 2020 to 2022. What a remarkable achievements, truly a role model. So, Ms. Nirali, would you like to add something?
Yes. Thank you so much, Harish, for such an elaborate introduction. And a big thanks to ISH and CyberPeace for having me over here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, my first question is many deaf people are hearing this cyber psychology word, the term, for the first time. Can you just explain me in a very simple way, and is it very important?
Yes, it is very important for all of us to understand what cyber psychology means. So let me explain. Cyber psychology is basically merger of technology and psychology. What we study here is impact of internet enabled technology on human mind, behavior, and decision making. So day-to-day basis, when we use internet, how is it impacting us? How is it affecting our mood? How is it impacting what decisions we will take, how much time we will spend, or it is shaping our personality? Sometimes the content that we see, how it makes us confident, and the other content can make us feel very, low on self-worth or so. So this impact is what we study as cyber psychology. Now, this field is actually 30 years old, but in India, it's got recognition only post COVID. And hence, it's a new term in India for all of us to understand. But it is very important because each one of us is using internet so extensively that every morning we wake up to an internet enabled device, and in the night we sleep to an internet enabled device. In between, whatever is happening, how it is impacting us, that's exactly what cyber psychology means.
So, can you give me one more example of day to day life? What do we do?
Okay. So, to give you an example, let's say that you every day use your mobile phone to come to your work. You put it on Google Maps. Now, today your data is over. You are not able to connect to maps. What is going to happen to you? Are you going to feel confused? Are you going to feel nervous that, oh, will I reach in time? I don't know the way. So, you see how it is impacting us. Another example could be social media. Let's say on your WhatsApp, you put a status, you're ready for the shoot, you took a nice selfie and you put up that I'm all confident and happy. But there is no comment only on it, there is no like on it. So now, how is it impacting you? Are you saying okay that there is no comment, there is no like, or are you getting into self doubt? Oh my God, am I not looking nice? Is something wrong with me? Why is nobody interacting? Has my picture uploaded well? So, all this impact is what we study under the field called cyber psychology. So, simply, what does cyber mean? It's our internet enabled world. And what does psychology mean? The behavior of humans. Study of human mind and behavior is psychology. We study the human mind and behavior in the internet world. So, that's what you mean by typically cyber psychology. Right? I hope this is clear with the example.
Yes, very clear. But I completely agree. This is also happening with the deaf community. If they don't get reply, likes, or something, they are very, tensed. I hope this interview becomes more interesting.
Absolutely. And that's why it is important because see, all of us are getting impacted, right? Even the deaf community or any other body, right? From children to adults, all of us are using, internet for various purposes. Our communication, our education, our entertainment, everything is on an internet enabled device. So the impact is constant and it's important to understand.
Yes, agree. Okay, can you give us some more example? How does it impact on work life, family life, and also relationships?
Sure, that's a very good question. Uh, See, today we are using technology largely for communication. And communication is key for every relationship, be it at work, be it in your family, or be it in your love relationship also. Now, this communication has gone to digital devices. Over here, we cannot gauge the intention of a person very clearly. For example, when you're writing to somebody that, sorry, I'm running late. Now, this is coming on text. You are reading it. The way you interpret it will be based on how the receiver is feeling. As in, if you receive this text, how that person as a receiver is feeling, he will or she will judge it like that. But when you say this face to face, when you can see the person, you can see the body language, ki ha, this person is really sorry and all troubled and that is why they are running late or something. Or another example could be that if I tell you on text in middle of our conversation, oh come on, are you stupid? Now, if you hear me saying this, if you see me, you know that I was just joking and casually saying, but you are receiving it in a text format. Now, if you are not in a very positive frame of mind, you will feel like, oh my God, this person is insulting me. and I can feel bad. So that's how communication, understanding it in 100% intention, is challenged over here. Plus, what happens is that online space, we do not have all the time real time communication. You want to ask something now, you will text now, but you get reply maybe after hours. This has completely changed how you feel. Now, for example, on a WhatsApp, you message somebody that where are you, and they have not seen the message for a long time, and you don't get blue tick, so you start feeling very very anxious that, oh my god, where is this person, why is he not seeing my message, is he safe or is he ignoring me? Lot of such emotions are jumbling in your head. But the same thing when you are talking to somebody face to face, if you ask them and if they are not answering your question, maybe probably they didn't hear it, or they were not paying attention, or they were actually ignoring you. So that is the difference, how it impacts. Now, to give you examples of how it impacts our work life, so let's take today LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a platform where all of us talk about our work, right? Every time you open LinkedIn, all you see is somebody's achievement. What we post online is generally a highlight of our life. We only post the best moments. So, see, today we are recording this podcast. Now, during the recording, let's say if I am fumbling while speaking, I'm not going to put that, right? We will edit it and we will put the best version. When others look at it, what they feel, wow, she's so confident, she answers so well. Look at the beautiful setup, because they're not seeing the effort behind this. They're not seeing all these wires, they're not seeing there's a whole team behind it. So, this is what we get when we see other people's achievements. We feel that, oh my god, the world is having so many achievements and I am just nobody. I am not even got a certificate in the recent times. I have no achievements to showcase. So it starts making us feel jealous. It starts making us feel that we are not good enough. It impacts our self-worth if we only and only compare ourselves with online world. So that's how at work it starts affecting us. In family life, like I said, communication is the key. Let's say your mother, your wife, your child has messaged you and you have not replied to them. Now they are going to either feel upset that, look, my loved one is ignoring me, they're not replying to my text, or they're going to be worried that what happened, where is this person, why is he not replying to my text? Or let's say if they see you online on another platform, but on another platform you have not replied, so then they get into anxious. So in family relationships, it can create self doubts, it can create conflicts, misunderstandings. And in love relationship, today we have so many terms that have come up, right? The breadcrumbing, the benching, the situationship, and this ship and that ship is because we are connecting to the online version of another person, not the real version. A real person is full of positives, negatives, strengths, weakness. They're not always going to look like what their perfect selfies look like. Now, you may be dating online, looking at somebody's pictures and, exchanging photos and talking all niceness because you're talking through a screen. But when you meet face to face, that person can look different. They may not always look their best. They may have a different way of talking to you. So the relationships today are also getting impacted, that the trust quotient goes down. You feel that if you messaged your romantic partner and they've not replied, the questions and the doubts come, okay, are they talking to other people? Because in the online world it's very easy. There are 10, 15 people you can talk to. But in real world we can see, who are we talking to? So trust issues also can impact relationship in this, entire internet enabled world. So once we understand that how technology is impacting our thought process, then I can manage our own emotion. So, for example, on LinkedIn, when it is creating a self doubt, remind yourself that I am only seeing other person's achievement. I am not looking at their hard work behind it. This is how understanding of cyber psychology helps us. In families, we know that we have to have patience. Maybe somebody is busy. It is the technology that I don't see blue tick, I get anxious. We have to remind ourselves. So that's where, again, understanding cyber psychology helps you. And in relationships, it is better to go slow, let the relationship build, not be in a hurry. Have multiple avenues of communication before you decide whether I can trust this person or I cannot trust this person. So that's again how cyber psychology and understanding of it can help us better our relationships at work and families and also with our loved ones.
Very impactful understanding.
Thank you.
Nowadays, you see many people are always on the phone, always. So, are they addicted to technology?
So, see, that's a very good question. Yes, we all are using phones as per a recent study, which was done in India, that an average Indian uses phone approximately 6 to 8 hours a day, which is quite a lot of time, right? So, now to whether it is addiction or not, let's first understand what exactly is addiction. Right? So, there are two things. One is your habit, which you do every day. So, like every day morning, how we wake up, we brush, we have bath, that's our habit. That's our routine. Same way we use our phones also every day for communication, for checking emails, for work, for talking to somebody. That's our habit. This habit, it turns into addiction when you get restless if you don't do that. So, for example, the day you don't brush, do you feel that, oh my God, I've not brushed, I've not brushed? No, we don't feel that, right? We're okay, we're cool about it. But if you feel that today I have not gone on Instagram and I'm feeling restless, that, oh my God, when will I get my phone? When will I be able to go on Instagram? That's your first sign of addiction. But without that activity, you start feeling very anxious. You start feeling very restless. Then constantly you're thinking about that activity. So it could be maybe playing a game online, it could be a social media app which you're scrolling and all, that even after your screen time, let's say in between your work, you got 10 minutes of break and you scrolled. But after keeping the phone, also constantly you're thinking about it. That when will I do it next? When will I get to see, oh, what if this reel has come? Oh, what if that friend has messaged? If you can't switch off mentally, that's a second sign of addiction. Some other signs are that if that activity you don't get to do, you get very aggressive or you get completely passive in terms of you silence yourself, you lock yourself, your behavior changes, it affects your mood. If there are children, then their marks start going down because they can't concentrate. They're all the time thinking about that activity which they are addicted to. If it is adults, then the personality changes we see. Your sleep is disturbed, your mood is constantly changing. What you liked before, now you don't like it anymore. So, overall, these are some signs which you can identify that if I don't do a certain activity, if I feel any of these, then yes, I am going towards addiction. So, that is how we understand what's a regular usage and what is addiction. But also, a good ideal use of internet enabled technology as per Indian Psychiatric Association is for anybody who is under age of no screen time at all. From 3 to 6 years, it should be 1.5 year max. I mean, 1.5 hour maximum screen time. 6 to 12 can be 2.5 hours, and 13 and up can be maximum 3 hours, not more than that. Now we understand that lot of work, uh, areas require you to spend more time. At that time, you divide your screen time or your internet usage into productive and entertainment. If you are using, any particular app, let's say if you're a social media content creator, you may want to be on social media for a long time. So that goes into your productive use. But if you're using only for scrolling and shopping and all that, then that is entertainment use. So you divide your usage. So you know how much of your time you're investing into use that is not productive and how much of the use is productive. So that is how we can manage. As a family, we can keep screen time rules that at dinner tables, no phones, no devices, no television, nothing. some areas in the house we can keep as no screen zones. So that's where maybe you play games together or sit and chit chat, but not on your device. That's how we can manage our screen a little bit so that our time changes. Now, if you're unable to do this, and if you feel that no, I am or somebody I know is completely hooked onto this and is having all the signs of addictions, then it is very important that you seek professional help. You go to them and you identify that what are the triggers. Why is this person not able to hook up? So let the professionals intervene. But as family, as person we know, as a friend or something, how we can help is make them realize that their habits are showing signs of addiction. So that's how we can identify and help people who we feel are on the verge of addiction or are already addicted.
So one thing I want to add is I see on social media, news channel, and so many places that a youngster is admitted to a hospital. And many children, they just do this movement constantly when a parent takes the phone from their hand, but still they keep doing like this. And the parents, what they do is they keep their hands down, but still automatically their hands are up and they do this sign. Is that addiction? What is that?
Absolutely. See, this is now not an onset of addiction, but it is actually a full-fledged developed addiction. That their motor skills are so tuned to that activity that there is a disconnect between mind and the body. Mentally, that device is not there, but the body is still operating on that. So it is an acute sign. It requires immediate professional intervention.
Nowadays, many families, be it their families or hearing families, their children, when they feed, the children are like, I want phone. And parents are like, okay, fine. They quickly give the phone and they finish their food. Is that a good idea or will they get addicted or not?
Excellent question. And it is when we as parents are creating trouble for ourselves and for our children. When children are very young, they are like clay. How you mold them, they will shape up like that. For our benefit, that we want them should they should eat it, absolutely hassle free. That I don't want stress. My child should eat properly, so I introduce them to screen. But it is absolutely a wrong thing to do. Remember that for any child, food is not their priority. It is first the play and then the food. See, if the child is not eating food, it is okay. When they feel hungry, they will eat. Don't run behind them and don't give them screen to make it less embarrassing. I've also seen that, when people go to restaurants and all, because they don't want to feel embarrassed, they will put out their phone and they will tell the child, eat what. It does dual damage. Number one, that the child is getting glued to the phone. So the conditioning is that every time I want to eat, I will get a phone. So they keep on asking for food more and more because they want to increase their screen time. Number two damage is that they don't understand what I am eating, how much hungry I am. For them, it is the screen. How much time I want to see, I will continue eating. So when they grow up as adults, they don't realize is my stomach full or empty because they are so used to that I am watching something and then only I can eat as such. So it is important that we disassociate these two. See, the way brain processes information is through our senses. So we have eyesight, we have ears, we have mouth, we have smell, and we have touch. In the order, if you are giving a visual stimuli to the brain and also the mouth, where something is going inside, the brain will first focus on what you're seeing, but not what you're eating. So the digestion also does not happen properly. So it's a very, very bad thing to give a child a phone or a screen while eating. Now, how do you control it? So, number one, make family food rules. And I'm saying family food rules, not alone for the child. You cannot watch news and eat your food, but tell your children, sorry, no screen for you. No. Make a dining table, habit where everybody sits together and eats without their devices. If the child sees that from the childhood, they are not going to demand screens. And number two, if it is already happening and now you want to go and reverse it, it should be okay if the child throws a tantrum. If he or she does not eat food for some time, it's absolutely okay. There are very, very young children who fast. They do Ramzan fast. Giant children do without water fast. Nothing will happen to a child if they do not eat. Believe me, if they feel hungry, they will ask for food. But as a mother or as a father, you don't have to get tensed. Ki, oh my God, he or she is not eating and give the screen. No, a big no. So put your foot down today and say no eating with the screen and practice that yourself.
This was so important to let us know. I hope audience understand and they do it. Thank you. Nowadays, many adults, they are also doing some or the other work, like if they're eating or they're washing the vessels, but they want to see the movie or they want to see the tab or TV and then do the main work. Why is this happening?
It's $1 million question that why is this happening? See, this is the biggest challenge with these screens. As the name says, it is mobile. So it goes with you everywhere. So what the mobiles have done is they have pushed us into multitasking. Whether you're driving, whether you're cooking, whether you're using toilet, whether you're bathing, everywhere we are taking that mobile device for two reasons. One, it is very, very convenient to take because it is always available with us. Secondly, it is the major source of instant gratification, which is that I'm feeling bored, immediately I have something to see. I need some excitement, immediately I go online and I go on to certain reel movies, something. So it's giving you immediate gratification and entertainment and the tips. That is why it has become so comfortable for us that anything we do, we want a screen name. But we are not realizing that this is what has led us to so much of stress in our lives from these online activities that we do. What we need to now practice is what we used to do when we were children or ages ago, that is mindfulness. One activity at a time. If you do multiple activities, it is going to create load on your brains and that will tire you out. So, a lot of research that shows that if you play on a football field for 2 hours and for 20, 40 minutes you are just scrolling, you will be more tired just scrolling rather than playing 2 hours on football. That is how the screen impacts us. So, important, one activity at a time. If you are driving, just drive. If you want Google Maps, you don't need to put it on the in the hand always, keep it on the screen as such. Mindfulness is your solution to this all the time, the need of your device and entertainment 24/7. One activity, one time, patience, it will teach us. It will also teach us that we can wait for gratification. We don't need instantly. We have to learn to also be bored. And we have to allow our children also to be bored. The moment children say, I am bored, we give them devices. Okay, now play this. Maybe you watch this. No. Change it to physical activities. Right? Is it making sense? Yeah.
Now I completely understood what you mean. Now, for example, I understand a person doing multitasking with TV, with phone, or many different things is dangerous. But are there any different type of dangers also?
Yes, certainly there is a big bad world outside. See, what we've spoken so far is the challenges, the dangers that are coming from our own online behavior and habits. Now, besides this, there is an entire gambit of threats from the external world in forms of different cybercrimes. Let's begin with talking and understanding few of the cybercrimes which are typically targeting young children. So when it comes to children, it starts from normal verbal abuse in terms of hacking their accounts, threatening them, sex extorting them, and online grooming, trolling, bullying, stalking. All these are different forms which target young children. They target children on gaming sites, on social media platforms like Instagram or Snapchats, etc. Over there also they target children. Now let me talk a little more about what is online grooming. As the name suggests, grooming means teaching somebody, shaping them up, kind of. So, in an online grooming case, the perpetrator, which is the cyber criminal, targets these young, vulnerable children, which are emotionally vulnerable, and starts building a friendly relationship with them. They will reach out to them on different apps. Maybe it could be an Instagram, it could be Snapchat or so. So let me explain this with the case, one of my first cases that I worked on of grooming. Uh, this was a young girl, and she was very excellent in studies. And it was just 1 week she had started her Instagram account. She had written that I want to be an IPS officer and a model when I grow up. And this particular Instagram account, she was operating from her friend's device. She did not even have her own mobile. After 5 6 days of she creating this account, she got a DM saying that, hey, we are looking for a child model for our apparel brand. That is a clothing brand. So she was very happy. As a child, you will get excited, right? That, oh wow, I got a modeling offer. But she was also smart. So she wrote back saying that, no, I'm still studying. After I finish my school, only after that I will consider modeling. So the person on the other end, he replied that that is very smart of you. And, this is how the conversation started. So they started talking every day, little. He would ask her that, okay, what do you do? What else subjects are your favorite? Some general topics. But after every conversation, he will say one line, which is, this is our little secret. Don't tell it to anybody. So this is the classic sign of online grooming. Then the girl would say that, I am otherwise very good in some subjects, but in geometry, there are some things which I don't understand. So he will also teach her, and her marks improved. So he build more trust that, this person is so nice. He's teaching me also how to do this. He's helping me in my studies, and he's always very respectful with me. This is what the child was experiencing. So she could not see any red flag or any danger in this, and the friendship was growing. Then now, when the friendship is built, that kind of trust is built, is where the groomers start their game. So then he would say that, it's been so long, I have not seen you, I'm missing you so much. Can you send me a close-up picture of your face? So then he told the girl how to hold the camera and take a picture. So then he said, oh, you have such pretty eyes. Can I get close-up of your eyes? So she clicked a close-up of eyes picture. Then he said, oh wow, you have such nice pink lips. Can you show me a picture, a close-up picture of your lips? And then it continues. So this is how they groom in the online world. Either to target children to share their pictures which are not appropriate, because it does not stop at lips. Then they will say, okay, can I see you? Can I see your bare shoulders? Can I see your bare back? And that's how trust children also share. And the moment they share, then they will be blackmailed. That, okay, now if you don't do this for me, I will use this picture and I will put it on the story and I will send it to your friend list and all. So, this is what online grooming looks like. In some cases, they lure the children in the name of friendship to meet them in the real world and sometimes even kidnap those children. And in the online world, it can also be where they will lure them into clicking their inappropriate photographs and then blackmail those children to generate more such pictures, which then they will sell in the online world. So this is what grooming looks like. It's very, very dangerous because number one, you don't see it as a threat. You are trusting somebody. You feel that, oh, they are my friend. So when they realize that, no, this friend is now blackmailing me, they feel betrayed. There is loss of trust. There is loss of love. It's heartbreak. It's breach of trust. All of this. And then you realize, oh my God, I was a victim to cybercrime. So the impact is very devastating for young children. They become so socially cut off because every time the groomer keeps telling them this is secret, you can't tell it to anybody. So they are scared how to tell their parents. If you tell your parents that, look, I am, clicking these pictures and sharing, your parents are going to shout at you. So in that fear, they don't say, then they go into depression because of the fear, because of the guilt, and because of the betrayal. So this is how bad an online grooming can look like. Then there are other places such as, a bullying in gaming world. Now here, let me give you one example where a young child, 10 or 11 years old, was being bullied and he was taught by his bullies how to steal his parents' credit card and how to pay for them in the games. Lakhs of rupees he was made to spend on the parents' credit card because he was being bullied that if you don't pay us, we will take your mother's photograph and nudify it using an AI tool and then circulate it everywhere. Now you imagine the small child will be so scared that, oh my God, they are going to do this with my mother's photograph. So in that fear, he is not able to tell anybody. All the time he is very scared and crying. And the family is also incurred a financial loss because lakhs of rupees of transactions. So this is another form. Then there are also today AI enabled threats. So we get cases where a young children, if you get a random request, let's say on Snapchat or on Instagram, and you don't accept, a message comes that if you're not going to accept me, I'm going to find your picture or create a picture of you which is nude using an AI tool and I will send it to everybody. So then, out of fear and out of that entire stress and anxiety, we will accept. And the moment you accept, there is another form of abuse. So there are a lot of such kind of crimes which are happening, which are particularly targeting children. Then let's move to understanding the crimes that target women. Now, when it comes to women, the most common form of crime is sexual abuse, where either there is a threat to nudify their pictures or the threat to malign them, spread false rumors, or even the threats such as that I will create a fake account in your name and I will then start writing all dirty things. In one of the cases that we worked, this young girl, her mobile number was being shared on some pornographic websites without her knowledge. Somebody had created an account over there and she was now getting calls that, I've seen your profile, I want to come to your house. A lot of such crimes happen against women also. There are also other like fake shopping scams. See, online world no is very emotionally triggering world. So if they either they will rob you of your money or they will rob you of your mental peace. Whether it is in form of abuse, which can turn into bullying, whether it is form of sexual abuse, which can turn into a lot of mental harassment and fear, or else it is your money. Sometimes they both are together. They can be bullying you to ask you more money. So if you are not alert, if you are not going to be very, very smart who to trust online, it's very likely that you fall prey to this kind of cybercrime.
This is very dangerous.
Yes, it is. And unfortunate also.
So, deaf children, many deaf families, how do they, stay safe online? And if at all, any children is addicted, and then they go to a psychologist, how will they communicate? How will you help them?
That's a very, very good question. So, first part, that how do we stay safe online? There are certain digital etiquettes that we all have to follow, whether it is deaf children or whether it is any other children or adults. Number one, always be respectful in the online world. No matter what, never ever write anything that is disrespectful. Number two, do not believe what you read and what you see. You always need to verify. Cross checking in an online world is extremely important. For example, when you get a friend request or a follow request on Instagram, if it shows you common or mutual friends, please text the mutual friend and ask them, how do you know this person? Don't just blindly add that person just because it is showing 5 mutuals. It is important to verify. So that's your number three. Number two. Then number three is make sure that all your accounts have a double check, which is it has an verification in terms of so that whenever your account is accessed by somebody else, you will get a notification, which then you can authenticate and you know, so that you are not leaving your account, just like that, so that it can get hacked or it can get compromised or so. So having an authenticator on your app is extremely important. Whatever, if you're using Instagram, if you're using WhatsApp, all of them have inbuilt the privacy and the security settings. Please go through them and enable the two-factor authentication, enable the privacy. Number four is using your common sense. For example, if you're using Uber app, does an Uber app require access to your photo gallery? Common sense. Ask yourself the question that is he going to look at my face and decide whether I should take this person or no? So this allow that. So go in Uber app and check if the permission is given. If there is a permission given, remove it. Uber app needs location, but are you using Uber app 24/7? No. So change it to only when in use. These are some privacy settings that we should continuously keep checking. See, every app, when you install, none of us reads the terms and conditions, what are the settings. We are all in so much hurry that quickly we want to install and start using. Whenever you have free time, go through the privacy setting of that app, apply your common sense. That, okay, does my WhatsApp require my location on? No, it is only when you want to share, right? So put off the location. Y'all are a deaf community. Y'all are not going to leave voice notes. So disable the microphone in the WhatsApp. Are you going to, be taking or sharing from your gallery all the pictures? You can disable that also. So the number four, the key is in going and updating your privacy settings in every single app using your common sense filter. If you are unsure whether this is required or not required, ask a friend around who is smarter, who can guide you, right? So if you follow these certain etiquettes, then you can have a very, very good and safe online presence. So to summarize, I will tell you a POV, which is what stands for practicing the pause. Every time you see something, don't immediately react. You don't have to forward it immediately. You don't have to like it immediately. Pause. Put 5 to 10 seconds pause. See how it makes you feel. And then only respond to it, not react to it. Lot of times, because while cooking, if I see some photograph of my friend holidaying, I will just go and click it. I mean, I will just go and like it or forward it. No, take that pause, finish your task, and then do that activity, and then ask yourself, is it important? Or if you see something which is going to make you feel that no, I have to reply now, there is no now. Always take a pause. That's number one. Then in the POV, there is O. We convert it to zero, and zero stands for zero trust. We don't trust anything online as a rule. Even if you get a request from your wife, from your sister, from your mother, please cross verify. If the request is about asking money, asking OTP, asking of the location, please cross check. Ask other questions to be sure it is your that same person, because it is very easy, right? On WhatsApp, if I put the photograph of your mom and I hide my number, but the display name I keep it as your mom, you will see that, oh, this is my mom, and then I'm asking you for an OTP. I could be a cyber criminal, right? So zero trust. And that brings us to the third one, which is V, that is verifying. So, like I said, even if it is your known person, take those 2 minutes, question them again, text them again. Now, when we typically talk of deaf community, your entire communication is through text medium, right? Remember that the text medium is not going to give you a body language which makes us feel comfortable and know the intention of the person. So, practicing the pause is double important for you. If a text has come to you, which is a little, let's say, a rude comment, maybe it is saying that, oh, you're stupid. Wait, don't react immediately. Let the second comment come. Then you will know if the second comment was also rude, that means yes, it was an insult. But if the second comment was a casual one, then you will know, okay, no, that was in a friendly tone. Like how in friends we say, oh, come on, are you stupid? Like that. So, as a rule, always remember that in the text communication, emotions are missing. To gauge the right emotion, we have to wait. We have to practice that pause. We have to let our emotions settle and then reply. No being in hurry. And if you do not understand, if you're not sure what this person means, ask. That is your power. So always remember the POV when you are interacting in an online world, practicing the pause, zero trust, and verifying everything. Right? Right. Now we go to the second part of your question, which was about that if I see some children who are addicted, what do I do? So the sign that we have spoken of, if you're seeing those signs in the child, slowly and gradually start reducing the child's engagement with that device at home first. See how it is. See, all of a sudden, if you take away the device, the child will rebel and will get angry, throw a fit, throw a tantrum, or even get aggressive. So say and do. Tell them that from 10 days from now, we are going to reduce your screen time from, let's say, 4 hours to 2 hours. And every day, say it once as a reminder. What it does, it tells them that, okay, in 10 days, my screen time is going to reduce. In next 9 days, my screen time is going to reduce. So when actually the day comes to make that change, mentally, they are in a better place to accept it. So this is called the technique of say and do. Don't directly jump. See, as parents or caregivers, no, we directly jump to the conclusion and we will be like, take away the device and mock the child and shout at him. All this does not work. Be calm. This is a new age challenge. Today's problems are different than what they were before. So be calm. Tell them that, look, the device usage we are going to cut down and use the say and do technique. So that is what they can have. Now, if you're unable to practice this and if a child is not complying, then it is better to seek professional help. Which brings me to the last part of your question, which was like, how as a therapist can I help a deaf child? And I completely agree that today that is a challenge. Not every therapist is actually, having that kind of capability where they have either interpreters for the sight language or they understand the deaf community better. Nevertheless, you can at least try going to a regular psychologist who is around you, who you can trust. Work out something with them, and I'm sure they will be able to guide you till the time we reach to a place where we have deaf friendly psychologist also. And personally, I am also going to, take this into account that it is extremely important for us to have the community friendly psychologist. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm completely satisfied with all your answers.
Thank you.
You are the founder of this app called Cyber Bap app. What does this app exactly do? And how does this app help children, adults, and many other people? How does this work?
Thank you for asking me this question. So, CyberBAP is our flagship initiative, and it stands for cyberbullying, awareness, action, and prevention. We are an app based solution, and this app has four major functions. Number one is reporting of any online harassment and bullying incident. So, if you are a child, you can report and share your parents' email ID and number. And if you are an adult, you can directly report. And our team of counselors will guide you, will help you how to handle that situation, how to safeguard yourself, what are the other measures that you should take. And if you want to, report it to the law and order, we also guide and counsel for that. The other feature on the app is of your daily dose of awareness. See, awareness or prevention is better than cure, right? And so staying aware on what are the different types of crimes, what are the different security measures, what are the trending things in the cybersecurity world, all this awareness you can get on your app. So you don't have to go looking for information. We give you the right information at your fingertip. The third feature on the app is where we have a listed uh, professionals who can help you in incident response. If you have been victim of any kind of cyber harassment or crime, and if you're looking for a cyber lawyer, so we have hand vetted certain professionals who we have listed down. So you choose a city, let's say for example, we choose Mumbai city and you're looking for cyber lawyer, then we will list down what all cyber lawyers who all are there. It's not a full list, but if we keep on updating it. And then the fourth feature on the app is that we conduct a lot of cyber safety trainings, cyber safety awareness trainings for children, for schools, for parents, for employees. So whenever we are conducting these kind of workshops, we post it on the app. So you get it right on your mobile that yes, next workshop is this, and you can also join that to stay more aware. So this is how this app can help you in any kind of cyber instance and also to stay more safe with the latest awareness and right information. And this app is available on Android Play Store, that's your Google Play Store, and Apple App Store also.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
This app, actually will be beneficial for millions of people.
Yes, that is her whole objective, that everybody should have some place where they can get the right information in today's world where there is so much of fake information. And no victim of online harassment should ever feel that I don't know what to do. Who will help me? So that's the place that we are trying to fill in.
Lovely.
Thank you.
So I would like you to give a last message to our deaf community.
So, one simple message that I would like to give to the deaf community is do not feel you are different. In fact, use the technology to your advantage, but make sure that you follow all the safety norms and always follow the POV. Also, I would like to add up like a big thank you to ISH. They are doing fantastic work for awareness. At this point, prevention is always better than the cure, and awareness is our major way to prevent and keep ourselves safe. So, I would wish that ISH continues to do these kind of awareness videos more and more so that the entire community can benefit.